Now, the chief psychiatrist, Dr. Accra, says marijuana addiction is a disease that has advised that the way to go about it is a referral for mandatory treatment and not prosecution.
He's therefore calling for the existing law to be revised in order to afford marijuana addicts mandatory treatment rather than jail terms.
Drugs, especially marijuana, is one of the most popular social vices among the youth today. According to the 2014 World Drug Report by the UN Office on Drugs and Crime, Ghana ranks first in the world in the use of marijuana, followed by Jamaica and the USA. The situation has undoubtedly resulted in many mental cases in the country. In the year 2013, 102 cases were recorded due to the use of marijuana, but 2014 saw an increase to 307.
People still don't think marijuana is a problem, and they use it for what they see as immediate benefits. And unfortunately, the complications of the marijuana use include mental health problems or mental illness. And many more people are using marijuana, and in fact, many people are also getting complications from marijuana use.
According to Dr. Osei, the marijuana grown in the country is more potent than those grown elsewhere and could be the cause of the high cases of mental problems.
The THC content of marijuana in our part of the world is really very strong compared with the THC content elsewhere abroad. Maybe our temperature may have something to do. Our humidity and the warmth, the tropical environment may have something to do. But it's obvious. In fact, at the time that we knew all along that marijuana caused mental illness, over there in Europe, they didn't see those effects, apparently because the THC content was quite low. But now it's recognized that marijuana does cause mental illness.
The chief psychiatrist wants the existing law to be revised in order to afford persons found addicted to marijuana to have mandatory treatment rather than sending them to jail.
The concept that you are addicted to marijuana or, for that matter, any other drug, and let's put you in prison, to me is wrong. We need to understand that if you are addicted, you have a disease. Addiction is a disease. Before the person got addicted, yes, that was wrong. He should not. He's broken the law. If you can catch him at that time, you can apply the sanctions. But if you catch him at the time he's addicted and he's using because he's addicted and he's only responding to his addiction, he has a disease. And the solution for a disease is not to put him in prison. Such a person requires mandatory treatment. So you need to take him to a place where he will get mandatory treatment. Whether he likes it or not, he should go for treatment.
Meanwhile, authorities at the Accra Psychiatric Hospital are considering halting new admissions following the late release of funds by government.
Chief Executive Officer Dr. Accra disclosed this in Accra.
Government has not released the facility's annual subvention of over 5 million cedis. This has left them in a debt of about 15 million cedis owed food contractors. Some of the suppliers have stopped delivering food. This fish supplier is, however, continuing services. Inmates' supper on Wednesday, September 23, is kenke and fish. The small size of the fish and kenke has compelled nurses to push supper time ahead to ensure inmates do not get hungry in the middle of the night. The food supply situation is same at Pantang, also in Accra, and at Ankaful in the central region.
Other hospitals might be in the same situation, I don't know. But the point is that they are better off because they are able to generate money. IGF, we don't generate any income because by policy, mental illness is treated free. So when patients come and we give them the services, we really don't charge. So if you don't get money from the government, then you are totally lost and we have no way of attending to them. And that is the current situation that we face.
According to the chief psychiatrist, Dr. Accra, the facility will stop admissions if the situation persists.
Some people have even threatened to take us to court. But if you don't have money to feed them, and I must say not just feeding, also even medications. If you don't have money to feed them, you can imagine they become aggressive, rowdy, they do not improve, and it makes their length of stay at the hospital much longer. And you can imagine if you had to stop admissions, that is a national security issue.